Hello, hi, welcome to the Oracle Consularship brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess of Love. I'll be your Oracle today. I was sent to deliver the findings for an open channeled reading. We're going to just begin. If you're new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. It's a delight and an honor to serve you. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review. Book a session, send a donation. You belong to welcome home. We're going to lay 4 cards from the This Might Hurt Tarot. It's over at Liminal 11 by Isabella Rotman. These 4 core energies will be the overall energy for the entire reading. More will come out, but those will be to clarify or modify what we have here. There's a little bit of a fight or battle or tug of war or whatever. And it's always like that, but right now it's intense because we're returning to ourselves. There's not a lot of unknowing about who we are, what we're about. At least, at the very least, any kind of confusion, any type of forgetting who we are, where we came from. And I'm not talking about in this life, not our neighborhood, our hood, or if we had a rag to riches or Jenny from the block kind of energy, we're not forgetting that block. It's more like energies, entities, ideologies can't confuse us, can't dispossess us, can't unseat us from our plan. And it may take a few days, but there's an alignment going on right now where this energy is going to be on the down and packed. Ace of Cups, 3 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Lovers. Ace of Cups, 3 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Lovers. Ace of Cups, 3 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Lovers. If the reading's going too slow or if it's a little bit too long, you can increase the playback speed somewhere in the video settings. You might have to click through into the actual platform. You might be coming from like Roku or Apple TV or whatever. There's also usually in the show notes or the about section or the description box, between the Hamza hands, there's usually some type of description, there's usually some type of link to a summary. Not always, but usually in the notes there. Ace of Cups is the promise of one's heart's desires. It can also be the heart opening up, an offer of love, a gift of a spiritual blessing or benefit or gift. It also could be, if we're dealing with feminine energy, it could be female ecstasy. Now we have the 3 of Wands coming out too, so that means that the road has been open. Franchise and purchase, autonomy even, our ships are coming in. This is also another word for underwriting. That's a little bit more complex, divination. It coming out before, or excuse me, it coming out after a lover's card here. We'll talk about soon. There's going to be some kind of choice. There's an energy of anxiety here, or something is standing its ground, defending its position, or there's been an alert that something is slipping, which may have to deal with some type of union, community, partnership. It can also be Gemini energy in general, or some type of divine. So we could be under divine protection from the ancestors here. The Lover's card could mean the spirit team. I call it our handlers, the benevolent ancestors, the ones that died and went to the white light. It could be, or excuse me, the ones that transitioned into the white light. It could also be our ascended masters. It could be our protective angels. It could be the Triansa, the divinity that we descend from, whatever the lineage is. Spaglok, or the third heaven as we call it. So since the weekend, we've been since the weekend, there's been this petition for divine protection to come through. It is coming through. Also, I'm getting a little bit of anger here. The Seven of Wands could be anger. The kind of anger that comes out of having to react to something instead of getting a chance to respond to it. Seven of Cups, seven. Oh, okay. King of Cups, Seven of Swords, High Priestess, Four of Pentacles. There's a need to secure some type of position here because there's strategy or truth or cunning left on the table. There wasn't a mirage, an illusion. Five of, yeah, and it's also saying here that over the last week, there was love that somebody wanted to assign to us. Somebody has love for us and that they're feeling left out. Five of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Swords, Magician. Yeah, so now they're a little bit bitter, or they're going through austerities. They've been made to cry in some ways, not just a disappointment. With the Gemini card here, the Lovers card, it can just be a Gemini moon. We'll know more. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Temperance card. So again, that Queen of Swords could be talking about a Pisces rising as well. Over the next 2 months, something's going to be attended to or worked on, actually. We could also be learning about our self-worth and value. Ace of Wands, Hierophant, Eight of Wands, Six of Wands, Queen of Cup, Tower. There's energy here. First of all, there's an energy of attack. They're wanting to take away our peace and security because we're content and we're beloved. We have some type of spiritual rank, and this is the one that makes us very chosen, very beloved. There's a difference between the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Now, first of all, the Queen of Swords, which is on the board, the Queen of Wands is not present. But there's a reason I talk about the Queen of Wands. The difference between the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Wands is celebrated. The Queen of Wands has a big vision. The Queen of Cups is beloved. It's cherished because the Queen of Cups has a big heart. So the Queen of Cups actually means tolerance, but it's the tolerance that comes out of unconditional love. The Queen of Swords used to be the Queen of Cups, but they've been made to cry and they needed to put up boundaries and standards, or they went through some type of hardship. Five of Pentacles is here. And now they're facing austerity, so they're a little bit more closed off. They could be bitter sometimes, but there needs to be certain energies around. So the reading is crowned with the Tower. There may or may not be an our side versus theirs, but this Tower is clarified on our end by the Queen of Cups, which is somebody receiving the unconditional love of the divine, that we might have somebody's heart in our hands, and we have the Eight of Wands with the Hierophant here. So first of all, our spiritual rank is under attack. It may be that we also have a sacred office. We could have taken vows, solemn vows usually, or an oath of office, whether we know it or not, whether in this life or not, whether in this world or not. There is some type of, but we're in deep alignment with the Queen of Cups here. It means literally we're the right person for that role, and we cultivated our life out of it. So this energy that's coming towards us, even if it is attack energy, whatever deity, whatever dominion lordship is over that energy, it actually favors us more than whomever is sending it. Now, that's one take. There's another take here. There's another kind of way to look at this. We might not be aware that we won or we were chosen, Six of Wands, that we've attained this coveted elite status or seat or very great offer that others would compete for, Six of Wands. It's actually in our hand, Queen of Cups. And all we need to do is go by the book, policy, procedure, and protocol, or, coming correct or whatever. Because this energy is starting to speed up. Now, when it comes down here into the physical, when it anchors into the physical, it's this energy kind of came across us already. And over the next week, it's going to circle the block one more time. So something's kind of working itself through, and it was probably hidden. It was probably not clear. We have a double seven, so there's an alert here. Seven of Wands is that our position is slipping, our defenses are getting low. Seven of Swords means there was either a truth that we missed or something was manipulated. Because some kind of energy needs to be attended to. Now, we read spiritual perfection, temperance card. We have our underwings with the Tower card. It means we're getting spiritual guidance. We're getting messages from on high. Hierophant, we literally have a sacred seat, a sacred office where we receive those messages and do those duties. Divine duties is the Eight of Pentacles with the Hierophant, okay? So we're going from this blessing to this enshrinement, and there's some things we don't know around this. Mainly King of Cups, Queen of Cups. There is some energy around us that is in alignment with us, that we're beloved. We might have some type of kingdom spouse assigned to us. Queen of Cups, King of Cups, Lover's card. So there's a union, communion, partnership here that we may not be aware of right now. If it's a partnership, it would be two of us in some type of spiritual enterprise. We may be both in the hierarchy of a church or some type of community, or we're both in a union. We have a soulmate union, Lover's card, but see, there's Ace of Cups. There's no Two of Cups, so there still is a choice to make. And this other side, if there is one, which it might be, because when you get the High Priestess and the Lover's card, it means somebody that hasn't quite leaned into the love. They feel the love, they know about the love, but they're not saying much. It's often like, sometimes it's even you can't really. With the High Priestess and the Lover's card, it's like you feel something, but you're never going to go for it, maybe because of policy, procedure, and protocols, or boundaries and standards, or whatever. With the Hierophant, it could be having to deal with a job or the position that's being held. Yeah, so I mean, this is deep. And I keep trying to move on, and I keep coming back to this Two of Pentacles. What that's telling me is like we are just gonna kind of going with the flow. We're peaceful, we're content as well, which could scare people when we don't have these needs that they can react to or respond to, or when we're not inviting somebody in to participate with our feelings. That doesn't, it sends people for a loop. Could they keep bartering or negotiating or trying to attend to the situation? Two of Pentacles. It's as if they're looking for something to react or respond to instead of just being overt and saying, here's where I'm at, here's my feelings. I don't know if you know, I'd like to invite you into my heart here. Or can we talk about this connection that I feel? Instead of talking, they're waiting for like some kind of moment. And I'm not getting the wait and see, but the Two of Pentacles might as well be. It's attending and ministering. It's like sitting there guarding the timeline, waiting for an opportunity that I don't know why. Go after what you want to go after. And it says 2 months. And it could happen anywhere in the next 2 months, because over the last week or something starting to complete, which is their single nature. And it doesn't mean that they're single. It means that they're not getting their needs met. They could be in a connection or in a partnership or in a role or position and still not feel unified. So it also could be both sides of the fence here. Not the Two of Swords indecisive, but this Two of Pentacles could be on both sides. Not that they want to stay there, because the Tower would mean that will dissipate eventually. It's a protective measure, Seven of Wands here. It's not greedy. Because it's saying here that we're rigid, Four of Pentacles. And we have the Four of Pentacles, no other four. But we do have the Temperance and the Lover. So that's soulmate union, twin flame union. So that's interesting. Let's see a few things. Let's check on this double seven. We'll clarify from the Cosmic Covenant Tarot. And the Seven came back. We have the Seven of Wands here to clarify the double seven. 2 sevens means an alert. Okay, so there's a third party here or a higher self. So if there's a higher self, some changes are being imposed because the road is blocked and there's not going to be much growth until some changes happen. And the situation is trying to be attended to. There's going to be some type of equally beneficial energy needs exchange or alignment made towards a relationship or some type of legacy or some type of, it's an institution or legacy, basically. Because a third party is getting left out in the cold, and it doesn't say third party here. We only have 1, 2, we only have 1, 3. It's not talking about third parties. Now, we also have a pair of, okay, I was gonna say aces, but the queen popped out first. Yeah, so what we don't understand is that we're both vying for something serious and stable, committed. And if they knew we wanted a long-term committed relationship, they would think differently, because they're holding on to something. And what they don't know, see, something's being rejected on its face value. That's not it under the stuff. Whose Queen of Swords here on the other person's side would mean they need to shield themselves from something, or there's some type of truth that they need in order to allow us in. And this Ace of Wands is going to come from this creative new beginning for them, is going to come from making a few changes. We have Nine of Cups here. I don't know where that came from, but we don't have Nine of Cups. We're doing the pair of aces. So there's a union, communion, partnership here. I don't know why I'm saying these cards. 2 of Wands. So they need to choose differently than what they chose. Okay, that's what I'm getting. These 2 double aces, this pair of aces is saying that right now there's Something is getting repelled because there's something's petty and they're of an opposing mind. We're doing our work and we're already in alignment. This other side is going to be a breakup. Okay. Something is walking into, because there's a disconnect that really hasn't risen to the surface in somebody else's connection. I don't like this energy of reading into another person's situation. How do our path cross that person's path? Going too far on their path, and I don't want to. But whomever this is that we're supposed to be with, there with somebody else is what I'm getting, and I don't have enough to support it, but it's whispered a couple of times. I saw twice that there's a five there, breakup. Oh, three times, three fives. We had five of pentacles, five of cups just recently, and before that was five of wands. So, and it kept saying that the person that we're supposed to be or we're going to be connected to, that they walk right into a breakup. But I don't see them getting broken up with. I see them, the person that they're connected to is broken up with. And it doesn't always mean that the person that we're connected to is going to break up with their person, if we're not confused at all. Third party dynamics, I don't want to read too deeply into them. They're clearly not available for us. Let's move on. That's kind of how I look at that. So something happens. There's some depletion or something that strips them or something like that. Because fives is not always breakup. It means something comes to its bare minimum. It's no longer exalted. It's no longer esteemed. It's no longer enough. So they've been rendered inert 3 different times, as I've seen. So let's do a few clarifications with this Vita Sibilla by Daily Oracle. I mean, Vita Sibilla Daily Oracle by Los Carabello. I'm deep in this channel. I'm discombobulated. I can't talk. I want to know what this magician with the Wheel of Fortune is talking about, because it's saying that love is going to peek its head up. And we have the Queen of Cups on our side, and the Queen of Cups is now on their side. This fell face down. It's not us, it's the other side. This third party is moving in secret. King of, here it's spades. And it's almost like fortune smiles upon the person that we're connected to, because they see something precious in us that they didn't know before, and it's going to create some type of union. They had no idea the depths of our heart. They had no idea just how sweet we were on them, or precious that we are in general, or something of that nature. Things have been contrivial, to be honest. And when they do see just what's alive inside, they're going to have this overwhelming, joyful feeling. I think they're under some false reality. They have the wrong impression, and I'm never trying to work that out. And they're the ones trying to work that out, because Two of Pentacles means attending to a situation. It can mean other things. Okay, so on the other side, there's some type of underhanded dealing, or private, or secrecy, or mastermind, or multiple moving parts, or something. Because they're stuck. Amalata pregioni. They're stuck. They're stuck being sick, or stuck being uncontent, malcontent. When really, McReally, we're over here, juicy McJuicy. We got all this treasure. Something's very precious. Something's the heart of the matter. And if they go digging for gold, they will find it. And it's all this love and fidelity. And it's constant. It never left. It never went anywhere. It never went nowhere. But somehow there's this resentment. Somebody was wilding out because they were distressed. They got up in their ego and they didn't get the message. Or they got the message of, I'm going to have to wait, or it's not going to go the way that I want it to go. And so they did something kind of stupid, delirious. Instead of saying like, hey, let me think about this love, let me think about these feelings, let me figure out what I really want, they killed the situation and went to somebody that was gonna soothe them or whatever. And that happens sometimes. Somebody tries to get somebody's attention and doesn't work a few times. And then the next person they meet gives them a moment of affection, or they feel a closeness to them when really they're needing to be soothed, or they're not self-regulating. Somebody else is able to regulate them, which is, I'm gonna leave that alone. There's a mistake. Somebody's in the right place at the wrong time. So I feel like we kind of read this down. I want to know a few things. So we have a high priestess here and two queens. Somebody here did something shady. Seven of Swords. See, whomever we're connected to or supposed to be connected to, they're worrying about what other people have to say. It's their friends, specifically, amica. When all the while we have this pure potentiality and it's just beginning, bambino, there's much more to be seen. And it is something that actually calms everything down, dottore. It's the solution we're all needing. And again, la matrice keeps coming. So it's not that we don't feel affections. It's not that we're being untrue. It's that we're difficult to discern instead of coming and asking what's going on. So something's going to get the message to them. I don't know what that is. Something's going to come up or be shown or whatever. They're going to have a private moment where they're going to have an interaction with us. And they're going to see like, oh my gosh, this situation, the whole time I've been working against myself, or there's been an enemy. There's been some information that I took that wasn't right, that really spelled everything out of control or something of that nature. Because it's saying the universe is securing a connection for us. So let's move on here. Let's check with the Papa Love Oracle by Vibe About It Tarot. Let's check on the pair of aces. We also have this King and Queen of Cups. Okay, so we are telepathically connected, but there's something already deep and connected with somebody else. I remember what I said, juggling, because they're trying to be loyal, but something's not right for them. They feel it too. I acted like I didn't care, but I did. I just needed my time and space to think on my own. I didn't want to be tied down by a relationship because I wasn't ready to put in the work. They weren't ready to do the work that it took to get with us. Something else was easier and more clear because they were actually being rebellious. They were trying to detach. They were a little bit flighty or impulsive or restless, all of the above, really. Whatever they did was a protective measure, and it wasn't the thing that they really needed to do. You only need to be protective when you're leaving love, not when you're moving into it. You actually need to be vulnerable when you're moving into love. See, because we're fulfilled. We're fulfilled alone or together. It's up to them, really. We're not going to run and chase and attend to the situation. Because it's saying we're fulfilled, completion or achievement, feeling happy and satisfied with one's life, going after what you want and getting what you want in life. This other person is not where they want to be. This is the reading about another person. I've enjoyed the last couple of readings haven't been, so I've been happy about that. But this is a read about another person. They're having the person that they're with, and this feels so awkward for me because it feels skeevy. There's a third party here that's desensitized. And the person that we should be connected to, they're beginning to pull away. They're feeling separated. Someone runs away, honeymoon phase ends, insecurity and attachment issues begin to appear, causing a rift in the relationship. I'm trying to be patient. I want you to return. I want to return to you. Being apart from you feels like an eternity. I know I acted as if I couldn't make up my mind about a relationship, but it was really because I was scared of hurting you and scared of you hurting me. Okay, that's still not an excuse, really. Cowardice means that you're not ready. Courage doesn't mean you don't feel fear, it means you act despite the fear. So it's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me to do so. This was a message about groundwork has been laid for a returner, and it's actually positive. Something here, there might have been a misunderstanding or a misperception. Somebody's going to attend to the situation, and they're saying they're going to do it the right way. So it's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me to do so. We're going to say a quick prayer for all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seas of time, trapped in somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the spirit and grace of the divine unconditional love and universal oneness. Ho'oponopono, we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We ask that your steps be ordered, path be illuminated, and that you find salvation and redemption in this lifetime. May you be happy, may you be whole, may you be well, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dhanava, and ashe, sayonara, das vidanya, avida zain. Take care. Bye-bye.